Okay, CC, Cynthia, and she's okay. This is one of the, I guess, one of Marc Silvestri's babes that's editing Cyberforce. Had no idea, and she's dreaming of ripball surfing on the beach. Guys, I love it. She even has, look at this, she has a cow bikini. And Marc Silvestri was really big on using one of his girlfriends as like a Top Cow mascot at conventions. AKA Padders, here we go, finally, for Wildstorm Wednesday. We're talking bikini comics, your favorite heroes. Well, okay, the heroes of the Wildstorm era. The bygone heroes, the ones that have faded away. Well, if you want to see them in some skimpy clothing, this is the episode for you. What is up, AKA Padders? Welcome back to the channel. I got my nice little sippy sip here. Peter A. DeLuca, AKA Pad69, and stay with me, known throughout Philadelphia, PA, and the Wildstorm universe as the Eclectic One. Hold up. Give me some of this. Yeah. It's a little depressing. Not for the reasons that you think I'm about to say. This is depressing because it's depressing on more than one level. Level number one. We're going to be able to demonstrate the breaking of a studio with Homage Studios Swimsuit Edition, and number two, which I think is the better one, of the many of the Wildstorm Swimsuit Editions. Wildstorm, I believe, did 4 or 5 swimsuit editions. Top Cow, after Homage, later did, I believe, a Top Cow lingerie comic, and these were prevalent, these were big, these were very popular at the time. So the reason why I'm depressed is this is all I have of these, and I thought I had more. I don't know where they're at, but for this episode, to make this point, we're going to hit the Homage Studio Swimsuit Edition and issue 2 of the swimsuit, Wildstorm Swimsuit. And I may have bought this, I may have got this one just for the Jae Lee cover, because I think of all these covers, this is actually his best one. I just remember, it's also, we're all over the place here. It's also like nicely, see, it does. It's just a good cover. It's a good baby babe Jae Lee cover. And maybe I'm thinking there was a day I was digging through the dollar bins, and I had them. I had a little bit of a stack, because I believe I also had like the Chaos Comics lingerie. I just found like a little bit of this vein of 90s bad girl swimsuit lingerie comics based on some of our favorite, on this channel, our favorite independent publishers. And maybe I didn't buy them. But when you think you actually have something, and then you have a library to scour, and some of it's organized and some of it's not, people... But guess what? We're just going to wrap up a little bit of this phase. Now, we're not done it, but we've been a little bit on the run of dissecting Homage Studios transitioning into Wildstorm Productions and Top Cow Productions. I got into a little bit of a vein where I was like more interested in what they did together versus what they did separate. And that's a little bit of one of the advantages of having Top Cow Tuesday and Wildstorm Wednesday, because we can kind of do 2 episodes back together. And for you, it's just more 90s comic book love content. I know you guys appreciate that drip. We're not slowing down either, because we're going to get right back into some of Wildstorm proper. Upcoming next episode will be Stormwatch. Finally, we get to discuss Stormwatch, and from Stormwatch, we're going to discuss Backlash, and then we're going to, toggle back and forth as we normally do, kind of making our way into Wetworks, and I'm trying to develop a real position for Wetworks, because I just feel like once Wetworks is introduced, it has no place in the Wildstorm universe. But then again, it takes place in all of the Wildstorm universe crossovers, and it just gets muddy. But yeah, we're going to hit that drawing table. I haven't looked through these in a little bit, so it's going to be a little bit of a refresher We're going to go through some of the names of these books. I'm going to give you some analysis of where I was, because I did have this one when I was younger. And Marvel at the time did 2, at this point, famous magazine-sized Marvel swimsuit specials that everyone derived theirs from. And Marvel, in my view, had the better vision by making theirs magazine size. I just feel like that's so perfect for a presentation when it comes to this level of comic book illustration. So, aka Patters, we're going to pause after this with the Wildstorm, Top Cow, or the Homage Studios content that they're mashing together, because again, previously we did Deathmate Black, and we put that on the Top Cow side because Ripclaw is the magnifying character of that prestige format crossover. We're going to get back into comics. I can't wait. But, you know, a little bit, I get excited sometimes because I don't know what's going to happen once I start recording. And I hope to kind of get some good stuff for you guys. So let's hit that drawing table and talk about some men and babes in bathing suits. Let's go. AKA Patters, welcome to my state of depression, because I'm upset that I looked through my books. I only have issue 2. I don't know what happened to the rest of my... I guess I never bought them. This is Disorder, by the way. Say hello to Disorder from the Creed comic book. Trincanigua, we love you, buddy. We love your artwork. We have Jae Lee with one banger gatefold here for Wildstorm Swimsuit Special 2. And then we have Jae Lee and Marc Silvestri over here for the Homage Studios. Marc Silvestri, Scott Williams, Brian Stelfreeze, and Jae Lee. This cover, we got the toothbrush of truth here. This cover always bothered me. I just don't think Voodoo's pose works. And I want to say I saw this as a black and white one time, and it still didn't hit. And it's almost just like we have the shoulder blades here, right? So we have torque here. This is our center line, but there's not enough torque this way. The boob, too much of the boob is covered, but her head needs to be turned a little bit also. It's there and not there, like at the same time. But we have these awesome Image earrings here. I love them, and they're gold. So right in this direction, everyone, is our rooftop pool that I kind of look down on, and there's women that show up on Saturday, on Sunday, and they're very much dressed like Voodoo is right here, meaning it's skimpy and gold, but I'll tell you though, it's one hell of a look. It's fantastic. Stelfreeze though, look at the background. I love the logo here. I love the font. I love the lettering. I just think it works. I even think the placement works. Now, the Homage Studios Swimsuit Special is really placed around the artwork of Voodoo, because like Special should be centered, but this, it just works. The pink pops with the green background. I absolutely love this background. Yeah, and this, just be mindful, this is representative of a failed era. Homage Studios transitions into Wildstorm. Image Comics presents 1993 Homage Studios Swimsuit Special. You asked for it, so here it is. Homage Studios' first swimsuit special. I can't even say that. Due to our supermodels' hectic schedule and the sensitive nature of their work, we opted to follow them on assignment and catch them on a rare day. Join us as we capture favorite mutants, covert operatives lounging in beautiful exotic locales worldwide. A special thank you to all the kids. Yeah, so this is kind of set up a lot like the Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Special. And at the time, HBO would run specials. They would do one annual special on the making of the swimsuit special. And they were fantastic. And I don't know if they ever, once they stopped doing those, I don't know if someone else picked them up. But I would watch those to this day. because they were very heavy on art direction and a really good insight for art direction. We have a cast of our characters here. Fahrenheit, Fuji, Gnome, Slag's in here, Voodoo, Winter, Zilot, Ballistic, Coda. And here we go. We're opening with Voodoo with a wonderful Lizard Boy by Joe Chioda and Scott Williams. So Joe Chioda, even in our art of Homage Studios, we did that last week. He is prolific. His penciling and his illustration power is there. He can do black and white line work. It's fantastic. And knowing that he, Wildstorm would use some of his talents to build somewhat of a art gallery line. And we'll get into those. We did one of those books, The Art of Joe Chioda, way back in the early Twitter stream days. Lord Emp. We got Mr. Emp here. This one's so-and-so, right? I mean, he's got a hot dog, I think. So, yeah, we're okay with that one. So, this one I always like, too, by Joe Chioda. Because, and we'll find out later, okay? Silvestri draws Felicity later. And he kind of draws her too revealing. And Joe Chioda gives us, look, a full bottom. You know, we have her logo, her eye. See, I don't know what to call these. It's makeup. It's whatever. I kind of had this issue with Bloodbow when we did Codename Strike Force. But it works. But see, it's a full bottom. And because she's a kid. She's a child that's thrown into the world of cyber data and Cyberforce. Sexualizing Velocity is misrepresentative of her character. I'll say that. But this one. So Scott Clark is our hero in this. Believe it or not, Scott Clark gives us banger pieces. Diva, Fiji. I always love this. Her bikini, the 3-string high waist, that's poolside this summer. For the last 2 seasons, that's been there. Got Coda here. We got some Brett Booth. The cast, some of the cast. I mean, we have Voodoo and this guy and their little HD TV suits. Brett Booth, AC CD player, and Caviar, courtesy of Jacob Merlot and Emp. So it's kind of funny. I guess like the joke is that Emp is using the sunscreen. She's using her powers to sunscreen Jacob Merlot instead of, you know, Emp can transport the TV. Anyway. Yes, we will be talking about Jae Lee. We're going to do a Jim Lee Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee beats Rob Liefeld video. Beats Rob Liefeld into the dirt. The Jae Lee stuff is a part of that. And I'm not going to do the Jae Lee Wildstorm stuff until we cover Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee. But we will be doing the Jae Lee Wildcats trilogy and detail where it falls in the continuity. We're just going to let this one pass. And again, another banger piece by Scott Williams. Now, there's so much conversation today on AI models, or if we're using Poser for models, or 3D assets and AI artwork, all of that stuff. This is clearly referenced with a photograph. He may even take in the photograph. I don't know. But there's enough of Scott Clark in here to erase the reference. We have to keep that in mind when we discuss even 3D assets in the future. You can use as much reference for your artwork as possible. But you have to make it disappear. You have to make the reference go away. Nice Zila here. I always liked her armor. That she shed her armor, and we got to kind of see that, you know, it's still spandex. We're still in this like spandex superhero era. And just the logistics of having her cybernetic piped sectional tubing around her shoulder blades here. Right? It's just funny. Yeah, it's nice. Nice one here by Jeffery Scott, aka J.Scott. J.Scott gets work and he puts it in. Now, later, right, like this is great. because it has all the women of Wildstorm. We have Velocity. I almost said Velicity. Voodoo, Zealot, Emp, or Void. I'm sorry, she's a brain fart. And Voodoo, Coda, and who's this one? Oh, that's Ballistic. That's Ballistic. Oh, maybe these are this is Cyblade. This is Ballistic. This is Cyberforce. This is like the Cyberforce here. Wildcats here. Okay, I had to figure that out. The coloring here always got me. I don't know. Toothbrush of truth here. If this was a miscoloring, or is she supposed to look like that she's sunburned? I could never understand that. Nice banger piece by Silvestri. Again, reference from a photograph, but you would not know because it just has all of these nice Silvestri isms. Another banger piece here by Scott Williams. So a lot of the way that Jae Lee built Wildstorm, we have to understand that, in my view, a lot of it is football related. And by that I mean like a lot of football players, like guys like Russell Wilson, Julian Edelman. It's a good list, right? Even John Elway. They were prominent in other sports, and then they transitioned into football. And when you build a studio, you want your crew to be cross-platform. So Scott Williams is the inker. He inks everyone, but he can also illustrate. Joe Chioda is our colorist. He can also illustrate. You want this convergence. And this is something, too, we don't see many shades of that nowadays. I don't know what character this is. Rainbow Side, if attain red card. Yeah, I don't know if this is a fantasy piece, but this is Whilce Portacio, and this was the cover of the red card stock of the Homage Studios Ashcan. They used this as the cover for that, and it's a red cover, and it's black and white, and it looks so effing good. I always like this stuff that Whilce does. See, like his shadows, and he breaks it up into this cross hatching, but he kind of shoots it over here right at the elbow, and I don't know why, but that works so well. And really, look, and we got some nice nips showing. Whilce could render. It is a tragedy he was not prominent in this time. Brian Stelfreeze and Void just looking incredible. It's funny too. He gives her like bikini bottoms because it's a swimsuit. It's a little bit of a joke there, but look at the rendering for the suntan lotion. It's called Chrome, and her drink. Like, see, this is how you know you have an illustrator, someone that can do that. Guys, I'm not an Adam Hughes guy. I think he's absolutely overrated. Joe Phillips here in a banger mail piece here. Again, clearly photo reference, but banger piece. Even between this, like both of these editions and the Marvel stuff, the mail pieces are always like just okay. There's nothing that kind of evokes glamour. This one does. This might be the best male piece of any of them. And we have it here. Jae Lee drawing Fahrenheit. Yeah, rocking and rolling. Give him a spread. Give him some like fish scale suit. Make it weird. Make her ready to go. Great job, Mr. Lee. But, it's not the piece of the book. We got Cybernator here by J.Scott. And now I'm curious, based on the timing. Previously, we saw the first rendering of Cybernator with that Jae Lee print from the art of Homage Studios. Who redesigned Cybernator to get this look? Because I always thought it was Nick Bradshaw who did the backup story or the flip side story for Deathblow. I thought it was him. Clearly it's not, because Nick's not even a part of Wildstorm yet. And this is a little bit what I'm talking about. Marc Silvestri. Oh, no, it wasn't Marc Silvestri. Guys, it was Brett Booth. Brett Booth is the one that over-sexualized Velocity. And it is disgusting. Well drawn. Nice. I like everything. We got the koala in the tree here with the eucalyptus. Guys, yeah. I'm not sold on this. See, she needs to be jovial. She needs to be fun and jovial because she's an effing kid. I want to say, too, like, if this was drawn today, just kind of like with the CrossFit generation, like, her hamstrings would be, like, popped. Like, because she's a runner, and I feel like that would be somewhat of a modern-day take on the character. Beautiful piece here, too. Silvestri now doing the back cover. We got the ballistic earlier. We have Cyblade here, right? No, that's Cyberforce editor Cynthia and Pal CC, suit by Silvestri. Okay, CC, Cynthia, and she's okay. This is one of Marc Silvestri's babes that's editing Cyberforce. Had no idea, and she's dreaming of Ripclaw surfing on the beach. Guys, I love it. She even has, look at this, she has a cow bikini, and Marc Silvestri was really big on using one of his girlfriends as like a Top Cow mascot at conventions. Also previously featured on this channel. Another incredible piece by Joe Chioda. We have Ballistic and look, and they kind of add these locations. Like she's in Cuba. The latest one was Bora Bora. That's okay. But banger piece. I always like the gun wounds here. Look, even like the gun shells just sticking into the armor. Ballistic, in character, rocking and rolling, well-drawn gun. Again, higher talented people. We got Scott Clark here, another banger piece. In Malibu, California, volleyball. How much you want to bet that this is close, maybe, right? Close to the vicinity of some of the offices. And then here's Slag by our boy Brett Booth. Brett Booth is really coming into his own on this, which is hilarious because I would say Brett Booth's rendering is better than where is it? Hold up, guys. I'm sorry. We need to find where's our Wildcats 0. We were not crazy over the rendering for this. But we are for a lot of what Brett Booth is doing in here. Look at the texture, the double lighting for Slag. Trying to figure this character out. Slag's not a... He's like lava. He's I say like he's like steaming from the back. He's like part lava, part thing, part rock, part whatever. But he's got this awesome Image Comics onesie on. Really cool stuff, guys. Really cool stuff. And then we get the whole crew here. R.I.P. Homage Studios. Marc Silvestri, Whilce Portacio. I guess that's Brandon Chow, right? Is that who's 17? 17. Yeah, Brandon Chow, Jae Lee. That's Brett Booth, 14, right? Where's that? Yep, Brett Booth. Some of these are tough. Like, say we have 4 is Mike Hazler, which is, where's 4? Right here. That's our letterer. Really good. 8 is Scott Clark. So Scott Clark's right here. R.I.P. Scott Clark. So I'm just going through some of the names here. It is all, but yeah, we get some of the girls that are like the admins and editors, right? I would assume that they're admins. I could be wrong. And then bang, Pitt and Cyberforce. We will be doing a collective retrospective on Pitt's appearance in all of early Image, because Pitt really fascinated and was adopted by so many people, and the scenario that he shows up in Cyberforce is fantastic. We detailed that in our Cyberforce 1 through 4 retrospective. So yeah, Homage Studios fades, and maybe we can just be a little bit quicker with this one, only because I want to get these. Oh my god, look at the Scott Clark piece. Holy crap. Look, did they ink the wallpaper? I'm not crazy about this one. Yeah, it's like high computer rendering here, low illustration. You kind of want to say already that the Homage one, within a couple page turns, Scott Clark, wow, this is a sketch by Scott Clark. This is just a sketch that they printed. I don't know why Z-Lot is in a bikini with her spear on the Golden Gate Bridge. So, Wildstorm would go very heavy. Is this Cybernary? What is this? Like a rave? So, Tom Rainey here. Okay, like Warblade, snowboarding. So, they're just swimsuits here. Just swimsuit drawings. Whilce Portacio. None of these are... This one's great. I kind of see this one around. Who did this one? Freefall. Sandra Hope, maybe? Freefall. Brian Stelfreeze. Wow. Yeah, that's his signature. This is incredible. The computer coloring or the computer airbrushing a little too heavy. I would say this is another banger one by Scott Clark. Bliss. Yeah, Scott Clark. Brett Booth here. Kind of doing Brett Booth things. Not crazy. Again, like the intersection of the head, the jawline, the neck going into the lats. Right here. Oh, you know, but that hair is so much fun. So I'm not really impressed with volume two of Stormwatch. A lot of these just look like sketches. Not inspiring at all. I mean, why are they in front of... They're like all in bikinis. And this is what we were talking about before. Wow, I didn't even know this was in here. Voodoo winning the Oscar. Joe Chioda becomes like this pinup, this glamour painter of women, and they lean all in on it, and he does some amazing work. They do a trading card set, they do a book series, and he does stuff on his own. I know there's at least one Wildstorm art of Joe Chioda. We will be doing that also. Fahrenheit and the Statue of Liberty. So I guess like that's a little bit of the theme. This one's I guess supposed to be in Philly. Maybe that's the Liberty Bell. Give her liberty or else. So this is a Liberty Bell, Philadelphia, PA. I don't even care too much to read that because I'm just a little bit disappointed with this one. So I guess like the whole idea was that we're getting Wildstormers. Oh, this is Forrest Gump. Okay. So we're just doing Wildstormers in front of like famous landmarks, I guess. I just don't think much of this lands. Like some of them they're in front of landmarks, some of them they're not. Like Voodoo here with the koala. So Wildstorm leans heavy into the girl era with trading card sets. Like I said, they have a lingerie trade. I mean, like even here, like right here, guys. Like previously featured on this channel, the Wildstorm lingerie trading card set. And yeah, so they go all in, and it never lands. It's just when you kind of have a theme like this, and you have a through line, and everything's kind of like fun. It's kind of fun at the same time, and it is a little bit sexy, and it's a little bit revealing, and just kind of like this Mother May I, by the way, by Jason Pearson is awesome. Very graphical, graphic designy. I don't know, like there's, and this could have been the heads in the room. This had clear direction, a clear through line. The Wildstorm Swimsuit Special 2 is a disaster. It just stinks. It really does. And we're going to go through all of these. I just need to collect them. But we'll return to this. We do have a great cover by Jae Lee. And that's about it. Great cover by Jae Lee. Guys, subscribe, support, leave a comment. Say hello to Disorder.